The opening scene starts as young girl Diana, played by Gal Gadot, is seen contesting with the older women warriors, Amazons, in an athletic game in Themyscira. The design of the game requires the Amazon to finish the task by shooting the arrow at the checkpoint to produce their assigned colored smoke. The respective colored flag is then released when the assigned smoke color is observed from the deck. Diana's color is blue. Despite Diana being ahead in the game, after falling from her horse, Diana takes a shortcut, mounts back on the horse, but misses one checkpoint. When she returns first to the podium, Antiope stops her from winning the competition. She further explains that true heroes are never born of lies. And the truth is, Diana cheated in haste to win the game, even when she knew in her heart but was not accepting it. Antiope insists that Diana needs to face the truth with courage and should not be ashamed. Diana's mother, the Amazonian queen, pointing at the golden warrior Asteria, encourages the young Diana that she can become legend not through haste, but through acts of bravery like patience, diligence, and courage to face the truth. This is year 1984. Princess Diana grows to be Diana Prince, is seen saving people from life-threatening accidents and even avoiding robbery at mall, then surrendering the robbers to the police. Yet, Diana succeeds at hiding her true identity while working in cultural anthropology and archaeology department at the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C., where she meets newly hired museum employee Barbara Ann Minerva, played by Kristen Wiig, a timid geologist and cryptozoologist ignored by others except Diana. Meanwhile, Diana stays low profile and in the memories of her love Steve Trevor, who lost his life in a plane accident while attempting to save people's life. Later, the FBI asks the museum to identify stolen antiquities from a robbery in a mall. That was where the Wonder Woman was at her heroic display. Barbara and Diana notice Dreamstone that has a Latin inscription claiming to grant the holder one wish. Diana gets acquainted with Barbara at the lunch and talks about her deceased love, Steve Trevor. All that Barbara wants is to be like Diana, who is charming and popular, and Diana unknowingly wishes for her Steve Trevor to be alive. Their wishes come true. Seeing Maxwell Lorenzano, Max Lord, a TV personality and businessman giving more attention to Diana, Barbara ends up envying Diana. At his deserted office, Maxwell is visited by his son, who witnesses Simon, an investor, telling Maxwell that he hid the truth about his failing oil business and gives only 48 hours to return the money, else Simon will report to Federal Trade Commission and close down Maxwell's business completely. An exposed Maxwell tells his son inconvincingly not to believe in Simon's words. Diana realizes the Dreamstone is missing and finds Maxwell's receipt at the bottom of the box. Maxwell Lorenzano steals the Dreamstone from Barbara in the pretext of wooing her. Diana's wish for Steve Trevor ends up resurrecting him in another man's body, and the two meet at a Smithsonian event. Maxwell wishes that the stone grants him power to save his bankrupt oil company and become a wealthy, influential personality. While Barbara has got Diana's superpowers, Steve and Diana meet Barbara at the museum and learn that Barbara allowed Maxwell to take the Dreamstone in return of money. Steve and Diana notice an unexplained unrest on the road. Diana doesn't understand as to why her power was diminishing after her wish was granted by the stone. Both Diana and Steve raid in Maxwell's office to find the Dreamstone, but learn Maxwell has flown off to Egypt. To find Maxwell, both reach restricted area of military base, and Diana helps Steve to vanish the plane from its radar as he drives past from their security. Meanwhile, on the way, Barbara encounters the man who harassed her once, takes her revenge, revealing that she has started to become inhuman and unwilling to forgive anyone who has troubled her in any ways. Steve witnessed Diana struggling to save themselves and the children who were in the way during an attempt to stop Maxwell. Barbara, Diana, and Steve discover that the Dreamstone was created by Dolos, also known as Mendacious, the god of lies and deception, also known as Duke of Deception. The stone grants the wish requested by the person but ends up catastrophizing their civilization, unless the person requesting for the wish renounces their wish or destroys the stone. Both Diana's superpowers and Barbara's kindness is diminishing as they refuse to renounce their wishes. After learning that Maxwell has merged himself with the stone and its power is destroying his body and health, Barbara escapes. Both Diana and Steve learn from the US president of a satellite system that broadcasts signal about the global chaos. This is brought by Max, who is on the run to grant wishes of Egypt's oil businessmen, and in return he will take over their businesses, which will help him to become wealthy. Maxwell insists Alistair to make one wish and gets emotional when his son wishes for Maxwell to become great. Maxwell promises his son that everything will start to make sense. Maxwell has the US president in his absolute control and orders to allow him to touch everyone in the world using their satellite to grant everyone their wishes and in return restoring his health and wealth forever. Diana helps Steve to see Asteria, who sacrificed herself fighting with men and allowing the Amazons escape to Themyscira. Diana searched for her but managed to get her armor. Diana and Steve confront Maxwell at the White House, but Barbara appears and succeeds in subduing Diana, Steve, and the others, escaping with Max on Marine One. Seeing the world's instability, Steve convinces Diana to renounce her wish and let him go, which helps Diana restoring her superpowers like strength and ability to fly. Maxwell lures Barbara to make one more wish and she wishes to be an apex predator. Diana wears the armor of Amazon warrior Asteria, flies to satellite headquarters where Max is broadcasting his message globally to steal people's life force. Maxwell's son, Alistair, watches this telecast too. But Diana meets Barbara, who has turned into cheetah-like creature as she wished to become apex predator. Diana tries to convince Barbara to renounce her wish and stick to the truth, saying nothing good comes out of lies. But Barbara refuses. During the fight, Diana and Barbara fell into a lake, and Barbara is electrocuted. Then Diana pulls her out of the lake. Diana confronts Max by using her lasso of truth to communicate with the world, making him and the world see what it will cost at the end, convincing everyone to renounce their wishes. Barbara regains herself. Then Diana drifts Max into his own bullied childhood memories and of his son Alistair, searching for his father in the middle of the war. Seeing his son, Max has a change of mind and renounces his wish and finds Alistair. After the commotion settles down and the world seems to come to its normalcy, one fine day, Diana meets and has dialogue with the same man whose body Steve was resurrected into. At the market, a woman saves Lady's baby by catching the heavy pole which was to fall over them. The young mother thanks her, and woman introduces herself as Asteria, who is now secretly living among the humans. The movie ends here. Thanks for watching.